Hey, so the other day I was scrolling through some kind of newsfeed when the Google gods delivered to me an ad for the Pokemon online trading card game. Seeing the ad filled me with a rush of nostalgia as I remember my childhood spent incorrectly battling people at school, Pokemon cards getting banned from my school, and trading a Magma to an older kid for a Caterpie because everyone knows that Caterpie is a bloodthirsty behemoth. It was fun to think about all these memories, but they also made me feel really old. I've kept up with some of the DS and 3DS Pokemon titles, but I haven't played Sword and Shield, and my old Pokemon cards are probably somewhere gathering dust like long-forgotten Egyptian artifacts. And to this I say nay. So I gave in to the Google ad clickbait, which knows me better than any of my friends, and I downloaded the Pokemon trading card game. And it was, well, really heckin' fun. I played through the tutorial in which you get to battle against classic beloved Pokemon characters like Zack, Ella, Calvin, Ellie, and Otis. They all talked a lot of PG smack, but were really easy, but despite this, it was a lot of fun to play through the matches. I was making my past life look like a fool. I actually understood the rules for once, and got the fact that energy cards are important, and you can't just slap down a Pikachu and yell, "Thunder Sparkle!" After crushing all of the NPCs and finishing the tutorial, I felt unbeatable. A shimmer of youth twinkled in my eyes. My facial hair receded back into my face as I became a man-boy Ash Ketchum Pokemon master. And that was when I knew I was ready to battle a real living human being through the internet. And oh my baby. It was an absolute nightmare. I decided to just use the default pack because, I don't know, I didn't want to buy a new pack because I'm a potato, and I got the child knocked right out of me. My facial hair was growing back longer than Gandalf's. I was pretty much just a punching bag for these random internet strangers to flex their poker muscles on. Tears began to stream from my eyes, ears, and nose as I watched Pokemon after Pokemon get annihilated right before my eyes. I was completely and utterly defeated. I felt like Ash anytime he tries to beat anyone. There was no light at the end of this mystery dungeon. But like Ash, I wasn't going to give up so easily. I was going to beat another human brain at Pokemon if it was the last thing I did. I knew that there was only one thing that could get me out of this rut. I had to go back to my roots, back to the poker streets where it all began. I needed to buy a booster pack, real Pokemon cards, mainly just because opening them is exciting. I ventured forth into the world, made it into a game store that sold Pokemon cards, and they were completely sold out. They didn't have a single one there, and they had no idea when they'd get more in. So I ventured further deeper into the world until I found another game store that was also sold out, but a delivery just arrived 2 minutes before. So I got the pleasure of watching one of the people that works there open up a box, really slowly with a Stanley knife. It took them almost 5 minutes to cut it open. I don't know, I just enjoyed the drama. It was very suspenseful. I didn't really know which booster pack to get because, I don't know, I think they release 4 annually, and I've been out of the loop for so long, and I have a very simple brain. Trying to pick out a booster pack, I felt a bit like a parent trying to get a Zelda game for their kid for Christmas, and instead of getting Breath of the Wild, they just kind of end up getting you this. Props to all the parents out there that are trying though. We are so grateful. Anyway, so I was finally back home with a new booster pack in my little mitts. So I ended up with a Vivid Voltage booster pack with a cute giant VMAX something or rather Pikachu on the front. Look at his happy little smile. After struggling immensely with the childlike packaging and flexing and almost breaking all of the cards, my shaky little hands opened the pack. I've watched people opening these booster packs online, and I can see that there's a whole process to it, so I tried to copy that. I don't know how I did, but I think you gotta flip some cards to the back or something. Also, here's the download code for anyone who wants it. So inside the pack, I got a Water Energy, a Giraffe, an Electric, a heckin' Delmise, I don't know how any of these are pronounced, a sweet clay Tello, just chilling in the woods, a Sandal whose heart is shooting to the goddamn stars, the cutest flippin' Oshawott you've ever seen, a seedy looking Pinnacle, a double Clefairy, and a flippin' Orbeetle VMAX. Look at that shine! Look at the shine! I have no idea how good this card is, but it looks really nice. Do I need to like buy sleeves for it or something now? I don't know. I looked it up online and apparently people are selling it for like 30 Australian dollars, which, I don't know, that seems pretty good for a card, right? So after opening this booster pack, my Pokemon Fire had been relit, my Estus flasks were full, and the gambling rush and the gambler's addict rush of opening a booster pack had finally been satisfied. I went back into the game and played through all of the NPC challenges before I played anyone else, so I could unlock the Crushing Current deck. I like this deck because I could just max out all of my bench Pokemon and use Raichu's attack that's boosted by the number of bench cards you have to do like 160 damage. It's definitely not the best deck or strategy, but it's the only one I really have. Oh god. I jumped back into versus mode to take on some people online again, and despite the booster pack and all of my efforts, I was consistently crushed. Everyone seemed to be using this like Charizard themed deck that has a Lugia and a heckin' Yanmega, and it's just ridiculously overpowered and like rushes you, and it stresses me out. But I knew that deep down at the end of the day, none of these people had a loving Sandal card, believing in them the whole time. It did honestly seem though like I was never going to win a match, but then something incredible happened. I was matched against someone who wasn't actually using a Charizard deck. My first move was to send out a Magnemite and bench a Pikachu to kick things off. And in a move I could have never predicted, my opponent also sent out a Magnemite. Our Magnemites stared at each other from across the battlefield, eye locked on eye. I also put a Spearow onto the bench for intimidation purposes and slapped an energy card onto my Magnemite. Using an Ultra Ball, I sacrificed my Potion card and an Eevee so that I could search through my deck for the Raichu I needed to evolve my bench Pikachu. My opponent retaliated to this with a 10-point attack on my Magnemite. Things were spicing up, it was getting real, my Magnemite had been hurt. No one touches my Magnemite. I was finally able to evolve my Pikachu and I slapped some energy cards onto my new Raichu. I ended this turn by paralyzing his Magnemite with my Magnemite, which was pretty great. After this, my opponent sat there for a long time and then did nothing. This was it. Maybe this person is like 5 years old or distracted or doesn't understand the rules, but they have no bench Pokemon, which meant all I needed to do was wreck their Magnemite for a straight up poker champion victory. I gave Raichu another energy, used a training card to draw 3, and then threw a bunch of Pokemon onto my bench. Then I was able to switch out my Magnemite for my Raichu, and I used Circle Circuit to deal 20 damage times the number of bench Pokemon. So 100 damage to this Magnemite that has 50 HP. Magnemite was obliterated. And I'd done it. Like, I actually won. I won. Thank God. I heckin' won a heckin' game of the Pokemon online trading card game, which I think basically makes me a Pokemon master. So as long as everyone just stays away from me with those Charizard rush decks, everything will be fine. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. I've achieved something with my life, sort of. Thank you and bye.